Welcome back, everyone. We get to talk about the Magic Mouse 2 again and how it holds up in 2020. Now, I actually bought the Magic Mouse 2 before I bought my Magic Trackpad, mostly because, I just thought it was going to be sufficient enough for my needs, but ultimately it really wasn't, and I ended up just kind of putting it away, and I think I bought it back in 2018 or late 2017, one of those time frames. I think it was actually late 2017, and I put it away because I just didn't really have a use for it because I had my Magic Trackpad 2 and I found this to be far superior for my needs. But then recently I actually started using my older MacBook. I had like a 2012 MacBook laying around and I started using that as a Windows machine. Just I installed Boot Camp on it and I started using my older Magic Keyboard 2 and my Magic Mouse 2 on it, and I've actually kind of liked the Magic Mouse 2 since then. Even though the multi-touch features on the top don't work, I still think it actually holds a lot of value, and I'm not really too sure why I didn't use it in the first place. Actually, I think I know why, but it's really not that big of a deal anymore. But looking around the whole entire mouse, you can see that, it still looks pretty familiar, that we've all seen some mouses like this. It looks pretty much just like the Magic Mouse 1. However, these things have gone down in value quite a bit. I will tell you, these things are still being sold brand new, but I would not buy a brand new one anymore. I will leave a link to a brand new one from Amazon in the description below if you just want to buy one from there. But you will find the cheapest ones on places like eBay and Craigslist even, but I would probably recommend eBay. You could probably find them for less than $50 at this point, which is, a pretty decent deal for this thing. Magic Trackpad 2s, I think brand new, are still over $100, or they're around like $100 of some sort. And with the Magic Mouse 2, you're still getting a lot of those capabilities. Now, you have glass on the top, which is really nice. And if you guys don't know, the top half, I would say, enables you to do some gestures, which is really cool. So you can swipe between pages, you can scroll between pages and scroll on the Safari and everything like that, which is really, really cool. You have the right and click buttons, obviously, and this thing just looks so nice, which is really cool. However, the one reason why I don't necessarily use it was because within Final Cut Pro, and it's basically for my needs, within Final Cut Pro, every time I try to do something with it, it would just kind of not, I don't remember what it was. I think if I had the blade tool on and if I try to click on a thing to delete it, it wouldn't work necessarily. I had to go and do a weird thing, click A and then click it and then click B. It was just a weird thing. But with my Magic Trackpad, I could just double tap. It would automatically select that little place where I wanted to delete the thing at, which is really cool. It might not make a lot of sense to you guys who don't use Final Cut Pro, but because of that one reason, I had to take it away because I use Final Cut Pro every single day. But if you don't use something like that, then this will be perfectly fine for a lot of people, I'm sure. Now on the bottom, you can see this is probably the most polarizing aspect about this whole entire Magic Mouse. It was that charging port on the bottom. Now with the trackpad, you can just plug it. Now I gotta stop talking about the trackpad, but with the trackpad, you can plug it in from the back and still use it, which is really cool. But the Magic Mouse 2, you have to fully turn it around and plug it in and then just let it sit and charge, which honestly, like everyone says, is the dumbest thing they could have ever done. They could have easily put it anywhere else, even on the side of this Magic Mouse. It would have been worlds better than if they just put it on the bottom. But they had to do it there because then people wouldn't upgrade to the Magic Mouse 3 whenever that comes out, and they're definitely going to move the lightning port then. But even then, that didn't even bother me that much because you only charge it once in a while. These things, the batteries in these things last so long. And with the Magic Mouse 2, I haven't charged it in I think over a month, and it still turns on and it still works, which is really cool. And I actually prefer this one over the original Magic Mouse because I don't like dealing with the batteries. I know some people still recommend the Magic Mouse 1, but I just hate dealing with batteries, even rechargeable batteries. I hate doing that. With this one, I would still just plug it in. I already have 50 lightning cords laying around. I don't mind plugging it in and using another thing once in a while, so it's okay. And the cool thing is the Magic Mouse 2 isn't just for Apple devices. I used it on my MacBook a while ago, but now I use it on my Windows machine and it works perfectly fine. I love the way this mouse feels. I have owned many mouses in my day, or many mice in my day, and a lot of them are cheap, a lot of them are weird, they just don't feel as nice. And this is definitely not something that's going to replace a gaming mouse or anything like that, but this is a really good productivity mouse. I think at the end of the day, it feels very premium, it does not feel cheap, and it feels like you're actually getting stuff done. At least for me, whenever I use that mouse, it does feel like a really nice piece of machinery, which is really cool. The features and everything don't necessarily work on my Windows machine, so the gestures don't work, which is kind of annoying, but everything else works, and it's a very good mouse at the end of the day. Battery life is very long, and if you think about it, I'll give you an example. I've owned mouses or mice back in the day that would work for a couple months. I bought them for $15, $20 on Amazon or something. They would work for a couple months and then the battery starts going away. They start feeling cheap. Buttons start breaking, things like that. And so you have to buy a new one. So every couple months I was buying a brand new mouse because I use my things like crazy. If you guys don't know, I need to start taking better care of my tools and these devices and everything, but they just break, but these things are tools and they just break over time. With my Magic Mouse 2, I've thrown this thing around probably more than that thing. This thing was in a shelf being shoved around with all my other phones and stuff, and this thing still works perfectly fine. No cracking on the glass, no buttons have broken yet. And that's a huge testament to how this thing performs. And the coolest thing is, what I love about this is just the variety of devices that you can connect this mouse to. So not only can you connect it to the Windows and the Macs and everything, but you can connect it to your iPhone, you can connect it to your iPad. With iPadOS 13.4, you have cool, amazing features within that really make it compelling for you to even just pick up a Magic Mouse 2 just for an iPad, which is really awesome. So what I can tell you is that I still think this Magic Mouse 2 has a lot of value, even though I personally don't use it on an everyday basis. I use a Magic Trackpad 2. I think for a majority of people who are watching this, and if your everyday basis consists of writing papers and doing things like that, I think the Magic Mouse 2 is really, really awesome. However, what I will tell you though is that if you're somebody, if you use Final Cut Pro a lot, if you edit a lot of videos, even if you edit a lot of photos and things like that within Photoshop, I think a Magic Trackpad 2 will probably do you better. I do a lot of renders, I do a lot of videos, and Magic Trackpad 2s always seem to be better for me. I just like it just feels like I'm actually interacting with the screen, whereas on a Magic Mouse 2, I feel like I'm just kind of using a stylus. I don't know how to explain that, but if you want to pick up the Magic Mouse 2, link in the description. But if you want to pick up a Magic Trackpad 2, I will also leave one link down below. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys get that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys would check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.